We all love Trader Joe's, right? They make a lot of really awesome keto-friendly products, but some of them are pretty bad and you might think that they're great. So stick around if you want to see which ones are a full go and which ones I would avoid like the plague. Hey guys, certified nutrition coach Samantha Souza here, and I help teach people how to end the cycle of yo-yo dieting for good. Today we are going to be shopping the aisles of Trader Joe's, one of my absolute favorite stores, not only because of the types of unique products that it has, but also because of the price point. It's really affordable, and to get such unique items there for such a good price is such a fun experience. And there are a lot of great keto finds, but a lot of them that are labeled with things that you might think make them great keto options when really they aren't. And that's what this whole Shop With Me series is all about. I have done all sorts of different stores so far. Before we get in the car, make sure you like and subscribe this video if this type of content is enjoyable and helpful to you. And if you're somebody looking to end the cycle of yo-yo dieting for good, make sure you register for my absolutely free masterclass outlining a lot of the secrets I give to my own personal clients in my Diet Destroyer program down below. All right, let's get in the car and head over to one of my favorite stores. First things first, this roasted broccoli and cauliflower with olive oil, sea salt, and black pepper. These are super clean, and you're probably wondering, why do I need this? It's not hard to add these ingredients to these vegetables. However, not everybody has time, and if you're wanting to have something that's quick and convenient and all you have to do is pop it in the microwave, that might be the step that you need in order to stick to your diet. Convenience foods are there for a reason, and these are here for you, and they're not frozen, which is nice, so the texture is better. Now, these baby zucchini are also super cute. You can eat them raw, dipped in, ranch, or you can saute them if you like, but it's nice because they're just a little individual portion. If you're cooking for one, these are really helpful. You can either microwave them or just eat them raw like I do. These jicama wraps are literally legendary. 3 grams of total carbs, 1 gram of total net carbs, and they are literally just jicama. They're super bright and crisp, great for things like wraps, deli sandwiches, tacos. I don't love them hot, but you can definitely do that too in a quesadilla, like it says. These are legendary, absolutely amazing, and great for net carb people because they are just literally jicama. This is something that you might think would be keto because it's just broccoli and cheddar, right? Wrong. This entire container, which isn't that big, I'm telling you, is 31 grams of total carbs. It's because there's lots of regular milk, which brings the carb up, cane sugar in there, all sorts of gums, things to thicken it up. So it's unexpectedly high carb is what they should call it. Meanwhile, this soup is the move. It's so rare to find chicken soup that is not chicken noodle soup. This is literally just the broth, chicken, and veggies, exactly how we want it on keto, and it tastes like somebody freshly made it that same day. It's so good, and it's such a rare find to find noodleless chicken soup. So stock up on this when you're sick, y'all. It's great. Next, we have this little protein plate, salami, some cheese crisps, and some nuts. Now, nuts can add up total carbs, y'all. So you'll see the total carb here. It seems a little high at 18 grams, but the fiber is quite extensive, and it's literally just like actual real subtractable fiber, not a bunch of added fibers like I normally warn you about. So most of this is coming from the nuts themselves. So don't be too scared to add something like this, which is super convenient for like a quick picnic or to put in your purse. Trader Joe's is also really great with a lot of these pre-cooked chickens and deli packs and things like that. They are super helpful when you don't have a lot of time to cook the chicken all the way through. If you want to have it cold, if you want to throw it in a salad, if you want to just lightly heat something through in the microwave, it's super helpful. And these deli salads are also great if you know what to look for. Let's talk about that. This chicken salad is just plain with some carrots, celery, and onions. You might think, oh, this is low carb, right? And in this case, it is. It's only 2 grams of total carbs per serving, which is great. Moderate protein, high fat, exactly what we're looking for. Seems all well and good, right? This one you might think is fine. This curry, it might just be spiced, whatever. But nope, surprise, it's the worst one of the bunch at 20 grams of carbs per serving, which is crazy. Thank you very much. And this one that has cranberries in it, you might think is even worse because of the fruit, but no, it's 16. So don't make assumptions. Always read the label. That's the moral of the story. Don't get those two varieties. Now, this cauliflower tabbouleh is great if you're looking for a grain-free twist on a traditional salad, like they say. It's a great product, super flavorful, nice to add instead of regular tabbouleh. And I lived on these Cobb salads, y'all, when I was on the road with the national tour of Rent. They are only 6 net carbs per salad and 8 total carbs if you're a total carb person. Absolutely amazing macros and absolutely delicious. Trader Joe's has no shortage of amazing cheese options here. I mean, you can just go to town. It's just a cheese lover's paradise, a cheese lover's dream. My absolute favorite kind to get that I lived on when I'm cutting is this 1,000-day Gouda. You cannot go wrong. This is the best cheese Trader Joe's makes, in my opinion. It has little cheese crystals in there. It's so flavorful. They also have the folio cheese wraps, which I've talked about probably on every one of these shop with me videos. But it's cool that they have them also at Trader Joe's. Go friggin' figure. How cool is that? But this is the best burrata ever, and the price cannot be beat. It's so delicious and creamy. It's like half cream, half cheese, and it's only $4.99, which is half the price of like typical burrata. Next up, we have the plethora of dips at Trader Joe's, and here are a couple of my favorites. This buffalo-style chicken dip has chicken, cream cheese, sour cream, seasonings, and the macros are hot fire flames. The ingredients are fairly clean. I know there's some sugar in there, but it's way at the bottom of the list, and the overall total carbs, 2 grams, is pretty low considering that it is a dairy product. I really like this because you also get your protein in there with the shredded chicken that is in the dip. Can't go wrong. I'm trying to get this to focus, and I'm so sorry it's not. Another favorite of mine is the pimento cheese dip. This is really good. It doesn't have as much protein, which might be up your alley, but the ingredients, again, are fairly clean. The total carbs are 2 grams. Again, these are just a couple that I like to pick up whenever I'm at Trader Joe's. These are great for dipping pork rinds in, flax chips, what have you. You know Trader Joe's is trying to capitalize on this cauliflower trend, and this is something where they put the cauliflower in instead of dairy to make it a little bit lower fat. The carbs are low, but so is the fat, and I feel like people have a harder time getting enough fats in. This isn't a bad product per se, but for somebody trying to get fats in, there's a lot of gums and things in there since it's not traditionally dairy. So is it a bad option? No, but I'm just saying don't get drawn in by the cauliflower name. We also have the everything but the bagel dip, which is yogurt based. Again, not my favorite option because it's lower in fat, but this is super easy to make at home in my opinion. And if you want tips on how to make the everything but the bagel seasoning, I have a video about that all on my channel. I will link it down below. The ingredients and macros of this are totally fine, but it's not my favorite dip. However, this artichoke jalapeno dip is hot fire flames, y'all. I love it. The ingredients are pretty clean again. The protein is only 3 grams, carbs are 2, and the fats are high. If you've never tried liver pate, this is really a great introductory way to do it for a pretty moderate price point. And you just take the apple part off of it, and you'll be totally fine in terms of lowering the carbs on that. And then we also have our refrigerated bone broth. This is really fancy stuff, really clean ingredients if you're somebody who's into bone broth. This is a nice resealable package that you can just have as much as you want when you want it. And it's fairly cheap compared to where you can, you're getting charged $10 a container sometimes. Grass-fed, uncured, no nitrate beef hot dogs. These are the cleanest hot dogs I can find out there. Amazing macros, 1 gram of carbs, 9 protein, 10 grams of fat. I haven't tried these myself, but they look pretty bomb. These gyro slices, you got to be careful. It looks like it's just, gyro seasoned meat, right? But hello, the third ingredient is breadcrumbs, and if you even count water as an ingredient. It's beef and breadcrumbs, y'all. Don't do it. It adds up. If you can make it fit, great, but just, again, you always want to look at the ingredients list when it comes to these pre-seasoned, pre-packaged, pre-cooked meat options here. These short ribs are totally fine. Took me about an hour to find the nutrition label, so I'm sorry about that. 0 grams of carbs, high protein, and moderate fat. These guys are so exciting. The cauliflower thins, they are amazing for wraps, sandwiches, something that you can make for somebody who's not keto. Look how clean these ingredients are. They would never know. You're just like, oh, it's cauliflower, I'm trying to be healthy. You don't have to talk about how you're keto. It doesn't matter. Nobody will know. They taste amazing. They're great for sandwiches. They're a little bit thicker than a tortilla, and they're just a really hearty way to get, the sandwich experience. I also love getting some uncured bacon and pre-cooked bacon. This one is no sugar, dry rubbed, uncured, which is exactly what we're looking for on keto. And don't sleep on the pre-cooked bacon. It's a great snack. When it's cold, you can add it to wraps, you can add it to sandwiches. It's really great too. So have this one when you want to cook it and the pre-cooked one when you don't. These, I know that it seems like it's high in carbs, but you have to think about how much you're having. And it's so convenient. I grill this chicken and it literally tastes like street meat from New York City, which I miss all the time. Pick that up. That's a winner chicken dinner. And speaking of chicken dinner, they have a really great price on their whole chickens. This is just your basic one. It's not the organic or hormone free or whatever, but for $7 for a whole chicken, can we really complain about that? And now for one of my favorite sections of Trader Joe's, the salmon and tuna section. This new product, it's been around for a little bit, but it's new relatively. I'm obsessed with it. It tastes like you're getting sushi, but it's like that smoked salmon vibe. I eat it with cream cheese. You can eat it with a cucumber if you want, but I just go straight for the cream cheese there. I also love the pastrami style smoked salmon. You can also get the everything but the bagel one, but this one is if you really want to ball out price wise. It's $9.99, but it's so thick. Do you see that? This is like decadence. This is amazing. It's hot smoked. It's got that thick cracked pepper on it. This is if you really just want to treat yourself. It's so good, you guys, with some smoked salmon. Put it in eggs, do whatever you want to do with it. It's amazing. Trader Joe's has amazing prices on ground beef, $4.49 for some pretty quality ground beef there. You can also spring for the organic or grass-fed stuff. It's a little bit more expensive, but it's really nice to just find reliable 80/20 ground beef at Trader Joe's. However, the steaks at Trader Joe's I feel like are not worthwhile. They do have grass-fed organic beef here, but they're really tiny and pretty expensive. I think you can find better deals at something like a Kroger or a Walmart or an Aldi. Check out my keto at Walmart or Aldi videos for that. Here we have some really decently priced hemp seeds, flaxseed. I'm going to be doing a video about how to make keto oatmeal. This is what I use. I talked about this in my keto at home goods video. Super easy and a great oatmeal replacement. You can get really quality items here with that. And I also love getting pistachios. They're a great low carb nut option. And when you have to take the shells off, it makes you actually eat less. So when getting pistachios, always go for the kind that is shelled. Trust me, you're less likely to overeat that way. They also have pretty decent prices on hazelnuts and macadamia nuts. I have an amazing keto homemade Nutella recipe on my channel. I will link it up above. And hazelnuts can be expensive, and this is about $6.99, which is about almost half the price of what I paid on Amazon. You will have to deshell them, but that's not a big deal for having such a good price on hazelnuts. And always, when you're getting nuts, make sure that they are dry roasted. We don't want any egregious oils when our nuts are getting roasted. That's what she said. Now we have the cocktail cucumbers. Same thing as I said with the zucchini. These are great for individual portion sizes, and they're just so cute and easy to use, so you're not ever wasting a cut cucumber when they go weird and bad in the fridge. And Trader Joe's came out with these cheese bites in a new flavor, tomato and chili. You will see later on in the video they also have another exciting flavor, so stick around to the end of that. But the ingredients are super clean. Personally, I'm not a cheese crisp person, but I'm more likely to be with the different flavors. But the ingredients are super great, and this is super affordable as well. Now we're into the oils and ghee for a pretty decent price point. I'm not saying it's the best out there, but all these different kinds of oils, coconut oil, avocado oil, even the Chosen Foods brand, the coconut oil in the packets. This is so convenient, and you have it in a spray. This is the place to get oil. And for an amazing price point, just make sure when you are getting oils that you're getting them in a dark container so that they don't go rancid or turn on you. And I love these little coconut oil packets. It's so great. Trader Joe's is famous for their seasonings, and these are two of my absolute favorites. Like I said, the everything but the bagel. It's pretty pricey for how little you get when you can make it at home for 1/10 the price. So go check out my video on how to do that. But this umami seasoning is probably my favorite thing to put on steaks. It's absolutely unreal. Even if you don't like mushrooms, you have to give it a try. I also like this chili lime seasoning. This is great for chicken, pork, vegetables, and don't be turned off by the vegan name on this seasoning. It's literally just a seasoning. I don't know why. I think they just want it to taste like chicken, but they don't want people to think that there's chicken in it. However, these two, let's be careful here. There is sunflower oil and chickpea flour in this. I know the carbs seem low, but if you use a lot of this, it could add up, so just be careful. And then in this one, the first ingredient is cane sugar, and then there's corn flour. So again, this isn't my favorite. I know it says 0 grams of carbs, but trust me, that adds up really quickly, so don't play yourself. I saw this little packet of manzanilla olives. They're pitted. They're just for snacking. It's so cute. The perfect thing to have in your purse. It has olive oil, which is great. Very clean ingredients. These are so satiating. Such a great little snack to keep that never goes bad in your purse. Absolutely amazing. They're 99 cents. They also have the Kalamata olive version if that's more your jam. You know, they have the marinated things, but they're not pre-individual packaged, so it's a little bit harder to carry around, but they're great if you just want to keep them at home. There's so many great olive options. Now, there are these keto fudge bites at Trader Joe's. I've heard that these taste kind of like a Quest bar. The ingredients are not horrible, but for what I've heard they taste like and what is actually in here, I don't think that it's an amazing option. I think it's pretty gimmicky. It's almonds, and the second ingredient is inulin. So for some people, this is going to induce a blood sugar spike. For others, it's totally fine. But if you want to risk it, go for it. But for something that doesn't taste that amazing from what I've heard, I don't know if it's worth it. This isn't necessarily keto, but it's one of my favorite products from Trader Joe's. The Green Dragon hot sauce goes well with literally everything: meat, eggs. Yes, there's a little bit of vegetable oil in there and a little bit of sugar, but listen, for the amount that's in there, I think it's totally worth it because you're not going to be using that much. It adds flavor to everything. Also, again, if you're an olive person, this tapenade has really clean ingredients. This can be great on chicken, pork, what have you. I really like it. The macros on it are great. It's a really great way to add a lot of flavor and fat to foods while still giving them some texture and bite. Here we have the Pantry bone broth. This is literally the exact same size as Kettle and Fire. And for those of you who don't know, a lot of the times Trader Joe's will buy other products and just private label it Trader Joe's. I'm not saying this is the exact same thing, but I'm also not saying that it's not Kettle on Fire, if that made sense. So if you're a fan of that, go for that. This is something I've never purchased, but I always contemplate. It's this shelf-stable whipping cream. They're really tiny. Make it as needed, it says, so you don't have to buy a whole thing of heavy cream. You can just make it when you need it. I like the concept. I like the idea. It's pure fat, shelf-stable. Never tried it. Let me know if any of you have used this. I'm very curious about it. They also have great products and prices with stevia here, but I'm not a huge stevia fan. Let me know if you are. And they have almond flour, cacao chips. All of these things are unsweetened, you guys. It's a very small bag for $2.99. I'm not a personal fan of unsweetened cacao chips, but maybe some of you would like to try it so you can get that cocoa flavor without any of the sweetness. Here we have one of my holy grail items. I love the peanut butter at Trader Joe's because 9 times out of 10, it's not sweetened. It's literally just dry roasted peanuts. Not only is it just peanuts, it's dry roasted peanuts. We already went over why that's important. It's so great. They have organic if that's more your speed, crunchy, creamy. They also have almond butter. All sorts of amazing nut butters here. Look at that, just almonds. Raw almond butter with no salt. I mean, they have so many options here, and the ingredients are just absolutely unparalleled. They even have really cool little nut butter mix that I'm about to show you that has flax seeds and chia seeds. I mean, this is delightful. I haven't tried it myself, but I just love that it's an option. Good on you, Joe. This is a new product. It's New Zealand salted butter from grass-fed cows. I don't know if you guys know this, but Kerrygold is no longer saying it's grass-fed. I'm not sure if that's true or not. I really wanted to try this. I haven't tried it yet, but I will report back. But I've heard amazing things about this butter. They do sell Kerrygold here, though, if you do want to go that route. I have tried this product, this almond cashew macadamia nut unsweetened milk. This is great if you are dairy averse. It is very low carb. The macadamia nuts and cashews give it a little bit more fat, so it's a little bit creamier than, say, just a plain almond milk. I really, really like this product, and it's not too expensive. These cauliflower crisps are a bold-faced lie. You will see below it says brown rice. So therefore, it is not keto. You guys, this whole bag is 49 grams of carbs, and it was the smallest, lightest bag of all time. Look at that. It's less than 2.5 ounces. The second ingredient is brown rice, let alone all the other tapioca starch and fiber. Just don't fall for things just because they say cauliflower, y'all. You know this. Here we have some low-carb veggie options. This is the Mexican-style fried rice wannabe made with cauliflower. The ingredients were pretty clean to me. They also have a variety of different rainbow cauliflower and zucchini noodles, otherwise known as zoodles. These are really cool options to find in the frozen veggie area. Don't miss out on them. Some sausages, hello. Be a little bit careful with this mashed cauliflower. It's a good option if, again, you are pressed for time, but they do make it with milk, which raises the carb count. It's not the end of the world. It still has half and half in it. However, I think making it from scratch, obviously it's going to lower the carbs, but sometimes something is better than nothing, so you make your own decision there. These egg frittatas look like they're going to be hot fire flames. The crust is made with cauliflower. However, dun dun dun, they're 10 grams of carbs for 2, which I guess isn't the end of the world, but again, it's made with egg whites, whey protein, skim milk. These are the things that bring up the carb count. Cornstarch, it's not my favorite, and I don't think they taste that great, to be honest. Again, another cauliflower dupe. Cauliflower pancakes, so exciting. Is it also exciting that there's 62 grams of carbs? Don't fall for things just because they say cauliflower. I don't know how many times I have to say it. This dip is great heated up. You can pour it over chicken. You can dip a pork rind in it. It's pretty versatile. I always pick one of these up. The ingredients are fairly clean. The macros are hot fire flames. And I think that they are a great, very versatile thing to have in your freezer. Again, the cauliflower pizza made with corn flour. The broccoli one is a little bit better than the cauliflower one. 15 grams of carbs, 0 fiber. Y'all, how is that possible? How? And then this one is a little bit worse at 17 grams, 1 gram of total fiber, but cornstarch and corn flour, potato starch, this is a carb avoidance nightmare. This yogurt isn't the lowest carb yogurt in the world, but it is grass-fed 100%, and it is organic when it has the cream on the top. So it's the full fat, whole milk, cream on top, grass-fed yogurt, which I think is pretty rare and hard to find. So for me, it's worth it to have a little bit of extra carbs for a quality product like this. You can always strain it if you want to eliminate some of that whey, which is where the carbs are held. But ultimately, you know, if you can make room for it, you're not eating the entire container, hopefully. And 8 grams of carbs is pretty all right with me. 0 sugar root beer. This is by far the most decadent 0 sugar root beer available. It always tastes better out of the bottle, right? And then Reed's, if you really like authentic ginger beer, is also 0 carb, and I find this at Trader Joe's, and I always pick one up. Don't even get me started on these kale chips and these broccoli chips. They taste like farts, first of all, but you might think, well, you know, they're healthier and they're going to be lower carb. They have cashews, sugar, and there's 16 grams of carbs for this whole tiny little bag. I don't want to eat a bag of farts if it's going to cost me 16 grams of carbs. Absolutely not. I'd rather just have 16 grams of carbs that come from a chip. And then the same thing goes for these broccoli guys. It's 19 grams of carbs, you guys. I know that there's high in fiber, but there's also sugar in these. Why? Why? They taste horrible. Don't go this route. Here I said that there were another brand and flavor of these cheese crisps. This is the truffle. Black summer truffle, how fancy. Chops are great, super clean, grass-fed, grass-finished beef. if you are down for a meat stick, these are a great option. And I love that Trader Joe's has them.
Well, that does it for this Shop With Me. Make sure that you go and check out my other videos in this series. Let me know what store I should do next down below in the comments. And I'll see you next time on my channel. Bye.